How many of you have bought clothes from one of the brands on the screen above? Raise your hand if you have. Okay, I was about expecting this, expecting the majority of you have. I am definitely included in that. And why is that? It's because these brands appeal to what American consumers want. There's two main things that American consumers want, and that's value and cost. This appeals to them. These are cheap clothes. I can walk into Forever 21 today and find a shirt that is stylish, that one of my friends would compliment me on, and for less than $10. And so all of us are welcome to say, wow, that's great, that's a great deal, this correlates with my budget, I'm gonna buy this. But not often enough do we go into the store and pick out that same piece of clothing and ask the question, why is this so inexpensive? Why can I go next door to J. Crew or whatever and buy the same piece of clothing for like $15 more? We rarely ask the question, is this sustainable? Who's making these clothes? And these are questions that we need to be asking as Americans living in a world that is constantly striving towards sustainability. So when we buy that piece of clothing from Forever 21, we're really endorsing the unethical treatment of workers here and abroad. Talking about a graphic article from last February titled Fast Fashion Cost Outweighs Its Convenience states that the price of fast fashion is human rights. And this is, today I want to talk about fast fashion, what it is, why it's so popular, and the problems that have been brought to light because of fast fashion. And I want you to know as a consumer the impact that you have, the impact that a dollar has. It's not just money. When you spend that money, you're putting it towards social cause, and that can either be positive or negative, depending on how you decide to use it. But first, I would like to talk about just fashion in general. According to The True Cost, which is a documentary, it states that 1 in 6 working people are working for the fashion industry. That is a huge number of people. And outside of that, there are over 40 million garment workers working in sweatshops around the world. And again, that is a huge number. Let that sink in. So that doesn't just happen abroad. That happens in the United States as well. Sweatshops, outsourcing clothes, that's where I was going. So the United States, we used to create 95% of our clothes. And today, in 2016, we outsource 97% of our clothing. That means that we make a whopping 3% of our clothes nowadays. And that is crazy. Next, what is fast fashion? I'm not sure if you know, but if you don't, I'll let you know. Fashion Theory Journal, an article from there called Fast Fashion, Sustainability, and the Ethical Appeal of Luxury Brands, states that fast fashion is low-cost clothing that mimics luxury brands. So you can get what you want as a consumer that is, something that's in style for a very, very low price. And the difference between that and what the fashion used to be in the past is that in the past, fashion had seasons. So designers would make clothes for, say, the fall season, and then they would have a fashion show for it. But now, fashion trends are changing every single week, and the fast fashion industry appeals to that because they can make clothes cheaply and in large amounts, and be changing the styles on a weekly basis. So, as you can see here, this is from the Forever 21 website about a week ago. You can go on there. This goes for guys as well. $3.90 you can buy a t-shirt. That is an incredibly low price. I'm not sure what exactly you think of when you think of who makes your clothes. It wasn't really a question that I had ever thought about, but this isn't really what came to mind when I was thinking about it. So we have over 40 million garment workers that are working in sweatshops all over the world. They're making less than $2 an hour, making less than $20 a month, and this is not sustainable. As we're trying so hard to get people out of poverty these days, and all of these organizations, working in places like this is not sustainable for anybody to get themselves out of poverty, live a normal life, and to raise a family. And Nancy Cleland's Los Angeles Times article entitled "Lawsuit Against Forever 21 Alleges Unfair Practice," it happened just in LA too. In 2001, there's a lawsuit against Forever 21 by workers that were saying that they were underpaid and overworked, which is not exactly a surprise. And following this one lawsuit came 50 more, and they just kept pouring in after this one kind of started the trend. And in Melanie Higgins' article, The Secret Behind Forever 21's Dirt Cheap Clothing, talks about how one of the people that was involved in this lawsuit was being paid 12 cents for a vest that would eventually be sold for $13.90. Just the ratio does not add up at all. And then Leslie Ernest's Los Angeles Times article that is talking about how they settled this dispute, the lawsuit. Forever 21 moved the majority of their factories abroad. There are pretty much none in the United States because of this, because there are no labor laws that they really need to be staying between abroad. Now this is what the Rana Plaza factory collapse is what really jump-started this movement against fast fashion. It happened in 2013. And in Lucy Siegel's Observer article, 1 year after Rana Plaza, the world is still addicted to fast fashion. It talks about how over 1,000 people were killed in this incident. So there are people working in this factory from all of the brands that I showed you in the beginning. Forever 21, H&M, yeah. All of these workers were working in this factory, and it collapsed. And thousands were injured, over 1,000 were killed, and when this was brought to the news, people were outraged. So how could we be buying clothes that are having this kind of an impact on our world? Is just crazy. And in Jullian Alam's Courthouse News Service article, 41 people were indicted for murder because of this. So this became way more than an issue of price or being overworked or underpaid. This was a matter of life or death for these people. So, you might be wondering, what can I personally do about this? There are a couple of things. There's a petition and a pledge at this website that I have up here, takeaction.com, and it's petitioning against fast fashion brands. And the thing that really gets these brands to change is when they are getting a lot of publicity because of it. So the more people that sign this petition and take the pledge to be a responsible consumer, the more change is going to be brought about in regards to this issue. Second, send a letter to H&M or any other brand. Again, there have been some changes within how they're treating their workers, and that's because people are protesting. People are starting to not buy their product, and that is problematic. The last one is join in on this hashtag, Who Made My Clothes movement. This is huge, and this organization right here created this right after the Rana Plaza factory collapse in Bangladesh. And basically, it's a social media movement, and that seems to be the best way to create change in our world today. So you basically take a photo of yourself with a brand that you think demonstrates responsible consumerism, fair treatment, etc. And you take a picture of it, put it on social media, and hashtag those. And this is creating a huge movement. There are millions of people that are doing this, and it's so crazy, and it's really starting to make an impact. And this is starting to be an issue that is becoming change. So in conclusion, I want you to leave today knowing the impact that you have as a consumer when you spend that dollar. You're voting for something. You're voting for either for the unethical treatment or for the ethical treatment. And I want you to know that fast fashion, those cheap clothes, they really have a huge impact on our world. And I think that all of the Rana Plaza factory collapse and the garment workers that I showed you that are making less than $2 an hour, it's a real issue in our world. And through those ways that I showed you, I think that you can help be a part of that solution. And Anne Klein says very diligently that clothes aren't going to change the world, but the people who wear them will.